Hold on, guys. The fun will rise. The fun we're ready to talk. Hey, AJ, what up?
Shit.
AJ,
What the fuck is up with you playing that gay ass fucking Christmas music?
it's Christmas time.
Motherfucker, we got Christmas is like 2 weeks away. Are you kidding me?
Oh no, it's all day season, so I do that every year. So,
Like I could see if it was like Christmas week, then yeah, but like damn, like
okay.
no, that's fine. It's fine. I was just looking up the whatchamacallits, the fucking the matches.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Mikel. Spoiler. Actually, it's not a spoiler, but so Impact had their last wrestling pay-per-view under the Impact Wrestling umbrella tonight with Final Resolution. It was okay. I mean, it wasn't like something to write home about, but it was okay pay-per-view. I mean, I was watching that and NXT at the same time, so it's like, I'm sitting there looking at two screens.
Me too. I was in the NBA Cup too, so
Uh-huh.
I can do that. We get done with hockey and I get a job of Tommy got got a new deal with
Well, hey, no.
LA
What I was gonna tell you was,
Dodgers.
if you need like good Christmas music, you could always ask me. I could find you some really funny Christmas
Yeah,
songs.
well, we've been gone too, though. I've
Well, I'm
been
back now.
doing it on myself. Yeah,
This is what happens
so
when you let a crippled fuck
we
run a
have
YouTube channel.
we have
You get shit.
still a friend meal with that week, but
Yep.
AJ,
Sup, Snicker?
CM Punk, CM
Yeah, your
Punk,
favorite wrestler. Yes, we
why
know you
was
can't stop
he
talking about
there?
him.
Why,
Well,
why
I want to
was
know this,
he
Mikkel.
there?
Yeah, but I want to know this from you. Why do you have a sick obsession with CM Punk? What is your problem? CM Punk is a
I
fucking mark for
don't,
himself.
I don't, I know, I don't,
But yeah,
but,
back to what you were
um,
asking me, that question about CM
well,
Punk. He's obviously going to Raw.
yeah,
Let's be honest here.
yeah, he's not going to in that season.
No.
Don't even get that in your mind, yo guys. He's not going to SmackDown. He's going to Raw. But uh, what do you think of the show overall,
It was
AJ?
okay. I mean, I liked that the steel cage match with Roxanne Perez and KJ.
Um,
Yeah,
KJ
Kylie James. Yeah, I liked her. That match was good. I
is,
liked their Devil's Playground match better, but it was pretty good.
yeah, I did too. But
I liked uh fucking. You know what's weird is, okay. So you know those the five
I
whip
know,
rest
I know,
the that bullshit, that
yeah,
iron. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of a
yeah,
King of the Mountain match or the Queen of the Mountain match, especially because they're using a
yeah,
penalty
it
box.
does, it does
Like,
do
I'm thinking
that,
Jeff
but,
Jarrett had something to do with
uh,
this.
yeah, me too. But, uh, you got the cover,
What's that?
you got the cover, we got, I
Oh,
got
the
one,
matches. I
good,
got it.
yeah,
I got it. So no one cares about fucking Wonka. No, the kickoff match is Nathan Frazier versus Anna Axum. That's the pre-show match.
Oxen.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Oxen.
that was good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
Oxen beats
Uh,
Frazier by via
Oxen
pinfall. They say that this is a B grade match. Notable moments.
again. Baby.
Yeah, the noticeable moments that they say is 1 minute into this match after a uh, spirited athletic exchange, the first NXT chant breaks out. Let's see here. The commentators sold the idea of Frazier possibly turning heel soon. Highlights is his growing arrogance and frustration. Uh, Frazier nearly took the win off a suplex and spinning neck breaker. He again
Yeah.
nearly got off a super kick corner to the golden ratio. I mean, eh,
I
I mean,
can't find a good
do you need it? Because
video.
I could send you what I have if you want to look at it.
Yeah, video.
It's on
I
Bleacher Report.
know.
I'll send it to you. Yeah, hold on. Let me send it to you so you can look at it. Let's see here. Share to X.
I
If I get
got
kicked out, I'll be right back.
one. So we get off with uh we get
There, I'm back. I sent
off
it to you.
with
Check your DMs
two.
and Twitter.
I got one.
You got
Okay.
it? Did you get the one I sent
Yeah.
you? Okay.
So mm, is that a valid one? I am ready. When I'm
Well,
ready.
I mean, there's that one, and then I have Wikipedia as well.
Okay. So the CM Punk come in and say his fight for CA he wants to the operation and the brown shield. I thought they were okay, AJ, but
Hmm.
again, I don't get why he does. I
Yeah.
know they'll
Did you
play.
want the
I
Wikipedia one?
know I got
Okay.
the one.
Okay.
I know they play high up Monday night raw, but this didn't mean be down. I don't think.
Hmm.
They don't think they should be on the show.
No. No, it's NXT
Yeah,
for Christ's sakes. Like you can't have too many long matches. Like NXT because it's a developmental brand, even though they're trying to push it as a serious third brand. Like, you know, make it like 5 matches and that's it. That's all you need. You don't need 8 or 10 matches or 12 like fucking AEW likes to fucking do. It's like, geez, you
yeah.
know.
But the CM Punk thing is not important. The Rey Mysterio on concept he with the dragon with government and Dragon Ray, I thought the map was okay involved and ball on the predominant kind of minor radio as a local area takedown that and the window to Dragon who I was shot without about how he brought the 619 123. We got a new North American champion. What you think, AJ?
I mean, I like the commentator. I was more listening to the commentators, like with Booker T on one side, and he had fucking Rey Mysterio on the other side, and Booker T was all talking good. He was cheering on Dominic, and Rey
Yeah,
Mysterio was sitting
I
there cheering
like
on Dragon
that.
Lee. I mean, it was seeing two great WCW legends again. Even though they're on commentary, but still, it was good to see both of them. I mean, I'm not a big uh, what the fuck is the commentator Vic Joseph? I'm not a fan of him. He's like too
Uh,
vanilla for me.
yeah,
But like
but
definitely like
he,
Booker T. Like if you have Booker T and like Booker T's a really good heel um commentator, even though people don't really think he's a heel one. Like he's trying to play off as a heel commentator, but I
yeah,
mean,
but
but he's still good. I mean, let's be honest, it's Booker T. You can't
he,
go wrong.
good, but I like way Bella
Yeah,
with
I mean,
this.
Wade Barrett's now on fucking Raw, so I mean,
Yeah, I know the what but he came to in the tea, but
hmm
how you feel about Dragon now with the American title?
good for him. That's how I see it.
But
I mean,
ain't your not down now? So
oh,
it don't make sense.
wherever the Judgment Day
Dragon
is, really. I mean,
it don't make
the Judgment Day goes anywhere they want to go. They go Raw or SmackDown.
but I didn't really be a Dragon on that down now. So
Yeah.
why they did that, I don't know. Uh, so I think Dom will win him back. And
I think
he
Dominic
was,
is going to stay on the main roster.
yeah, but so with Dragon he on
No,
that.
Dragon Lee, since Dragon Lee won the NXT title, I think he's just going to stay on NXT because you could have NXT stars come up and wrestle just to get experience, but like tonight I seen a lot of botches, and so did my girl. Like she mentioned it out more. Like she was like, "I've seen so many botches already in this pay per view." I said, "Well, or WWE NXT is a developmental
Yeah,
brand. Let's be honest." And
yeah,
she was like, "Right," and then it's like, I mean, there a lot of these like wrestlers that are NXT, they have a lot more to grow in development to before they even get on the main roster. That's what's kind of good about the Performance Center and being on NXT is because you get exposure, but at the same time you're developmental and you're still working on building your craft on what you want to make perfection. Because we know WWE is the big leagues. Once you
yeah,
graduate from NXT, you go to either Raw or
yeah,
SmackDown. Most times
yeah.
it's Raw, you know. But I
Uh,
mean, it is what it is. I mean,
why
I know
you
for a
get
fact. Well, what?
why why you get the map? I'm
Uh,
gonna
it was a
give it
B.
a, but it don't make sense. So moving on, we got the Iron Challenge
The
with
Women's Iron Championship match. It's the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match to determine the number one chicken tender for the NXT Women's
who,
Championship at New Year's Evil.
yeah,
It was Blair
yeah, I
Davenport
mean,
versus Tiffany Stratton versus Lash Legend versus Kylie Jordan versus Fauna Hensley. To be honest with you, I maybe I was just being a dirty perv tonight, but like looking at Tiffany Stratton and then looking at Fawn Hensley, like I was like, if I was only if I was rich and single and had a mansion, they would be both in bed with me.
yeah, but William Peter moved up on
Oh
the
yeah, dude. Yeah, they
that,
fucking botched a
that
lot.
was cool.
But they botched
Yeah,
in that one alone. They botched.
uh, getting one pin, uh, out ship that and Paul. It
Hmm.
was chaos. It was, I it, I then fell down both went with, about an hour ago. We've been yet and got to see me
Yep,
and
and your winner was
AJ.
Blair
Yeah,
Davenport.
yeah,
So Blair
yeah,
Davenport
down,
is now the number one chicken tender, and she will be facing against fuck, I
down,
forgot her name.
down, down,
Yeah,
Kingman of
yeah, at
Country.
New Year's Evil, the
Yeah,
first Tuesday of the new year.
yeah, so
Yep,
that will be just, you will be set.
that's
Uh,
the Tuesday.
yeah, be on Monday, the first.
That'd
But,
be that's January 2nd, dude.
okay,
Yeah.
but Camille on A again, you a king.
No, no, come
Then
on. Don't be a mark. Come on. We all know what his real name is.
yeah, Brian Pillman Jr. But
Exactly.
remain in NXT is the king of country. But this was okay now. I didn't really enjoy the belt
It was kind of
and
lame.
brought shit. Uh, they went back and Paul Cornell on get the win uh, with the Bobby and won the free Carmel win, but I did not. I did that a day.
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't good at all, really. It was like,
It was Bobby. I
yeah,
thought.
just like the next match. It was the men's Iron Survivor Challenge match number one. Winner is number one chicken tender for the NXT Championship at New Year's Evil against Dragunov. You had Trick Williams, Dajic, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bates. Your winner is
Uh,
Trick Williams. So I mean, pretty much
I,
Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams both won both of their matches tonight.
I like the old chocolate and
Mhm.
the peel but from the really, I think, yeah, you not
Mhm.
better than video big and then you got tired of breakthrough in the tight fire. You shit on that is a very shit
Yeah.
that uh, the your way
Yep.
real way and enough real in the proper that we from we higher we and we two can but I did didn't be my
Mhm.
about your age.
So we had. I like it, to be honest with you. I mean, the only person I was cheering for was Braun Breaker, and Braun lost. So I'm just like, well, fuck that bullshit. Braun should have won right then and there. They should have fucking built him up as this dominant, like fucking Goldberg. Dude, he was giving me Goldberg vibes when fucking he came out because he ran
Yeah,
to he ran to the ring and he started spearing people, covering 1, 2, 3. Literally got
yeah,
3 wins in like 40 seconds,
yeah.
and then
So
So I mean, it
I
was
yeah, I think Bell I Calvin in then we got
the steel cage
children
match.
uh,
Steel cage match
rock
is Cayenne James versus
and
Roxanne
James.
Perez.
I thought the was the night.
Well, yeah,
I
because that one chick
really
comes back and fucking slams the steel cage door on fucking Roxanne Perez's face.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we got pop rock and we got that and bomb non rock in the okay. Uh, they put them out over rocket pinball and then we get in and built and they we don't rock and the bell to win and they don't came out nowhere and brought it rock and with a silky dough, and I
Mhm.
I enjoyed them pizza for me, but
Mhm.
and then the main event Dragon of and Bowling Copen and Gabriel a Bradson but I did not remember the I mean it was my dream we got that and protein he went from from uh the jump class that is a great block by block yeah on the into pole a bar pole the window your win a dragon of and night. I get them maybe be mine because I up cracking off, but uh, I don't I don't know them felt not good. Okay, okay, did we do AJ AJ but the I give the um five out of 10. It was okay, but it was in that good. I don't think. No guy thought it was wow. So I don't know my yoga thing, but it was in well in my book. So we'll go move on. We got uh NBA Cup, but is that over now? Let me see. Mm, mm, over. I was crying and what and one what and at T2. Uh, and it was but and uh, now uh,
Uh, what's
the
up?
NBA the NBA game over yet?
I don't know. Do I look like I watch basketball? Or in your case, what
Yeah,
you would say, Snicker
LBA,
ball?
LBA won from the per NBA question
Hundred
LBA
dollars.
win
I'm about to read Tex's thing. Hold on, it says $100 says Mikel's Santa Claus hat smells like crack house rat nut sack. Nut sack. Oh my god.
Oh God.
He's feeding for some rocks. I believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you serious, Mikel?
What?
Your Santa Claus hat smells like a crack house rat nutsack.
In my mind. In
Oh my
mine.
god.
But so
Were you hooping with the Snickers earlier?
I'm going to go over the real quick so we can get to Eden real. He watched the game because in that deeper of
Wiki, wiki,
the
wiki, wiki,
late
wiki, wiki.
and I mean the NBA cut AI, but they'll need to be changed in that you'll deliver will back to radio see him once again the Yate and win the bird
Won't you pull
and
this
be
up so we all can look at it? If you're forcing us to listen to
because
basketball talk, you might as well pull it up.
I'm going
Because we don't understand
I'm
your Snicker monkey ball, okay? Let's understand that.
I'm gonna be done with it and then okay don't tell you really one and
So how much did they
uh
pay LeBron to
it
win that?
was right but I don't know. I think there was a real reason I think but moving on to hockey along I yet and get my hockey
Well, I mean, if you're gonna
background.
talk basketball, you might as well. Don't let me stop you.
I'm done. That was the
That was
one
it.
game on tonight. Yeah, it was the NBA Cup
Hmm.
and Gun
So what is basketball season
playing.
over now?
No,
Oh,
there was uh, and Belmont and me help out. Well, well,
uh-huh.
all right. So, AJ, I
So
really am been paying attention in the week.
you wait, hold
Oh,
on, time out. You said you've been paying attention to hockey lately.
not
I don't even
you.
know. I didn't think you knew how to pay attention to anything. Fuck you,
That,
AJ, you son bitch.
that, let's talk the hockey, shall we?
Yeah, if you could get rid of that drug infested crack house fucking Santa hat. Oh my god, look at the fucking crack
Shall
residue.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, uh, I did go back and watch the Detroit game Tuesday
So let
night.
me ask you
And
this: do you think with Patrick Kane now being a Detroit Red Wing, do you think the Wings have a higher percentage? I mean, we're already in the playoffs, but I'm saying, do you think they have a higher percentage chance now with Patrick Kane to make it
yeah,
to like the past the first round?
I think you're quite good, but I think Patrick King is like overrated. And
Overrated?
he
How is he overrated?
uh,
How is he overrated,
over,
dude? He won 3 Stanley Cups in
I
his
know,
20s. Are you kidding me? He literally won 3 Stanley Cups when he was like in his early 20s. That's not overrated. That was a good
right?
fucking Blackhawks team.
Yeah,
I mean, what? Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Ooh, wow, your fucking team as an expansion team finally won a Stanley Cup in what, your 6th year, because you were
yeah,
like pretty much handed everything in life, like these fucking Zoomers that were just handed everything.
I
We got to
am,
talk about culture or generations one of these fucking days on the fucking podcast, because it's really some fucking bullshit. But
yeah,
besides
why
that,
my camera, but, uh,
I don't know.
the
You tell
night?
me, like, why are you disappearing?
I don't know.
Yeah, because if
Maybe
you're
I
saying
did.
Patrick, no, but back to what I was saying was, if you're gonna say Patrick Kane's overrated because he won the 3 Stanley Cups with Chicago, then you got to say Gretzky's like fucking way overrated, or Howe, or
No,
fucking. Oh shit, Mikel's
Patricia,
gonna blow a
no,
fuse. Oh shit, he's all pissed
Papa,
him off. Well, yeah.
Patricia, man. Uh, but
They oil
anyway,
NBA courts with grease from Church's Chicken. I believe that. Or the fucking the fucking, what the hell is it? The oil that they you know how like some people, like black folk, they'll fucking put like grease in their hair and shit to fucking make their hair a
yeah,
certain way. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm talking
so
about.
right now, the hurricane cannot weather cold. Can we, I don't know what go with my camera,
Maybe you should jump out that window
but
finally.
we finally won again, AJ.
Yeah, see,
Finally,
that's what happens when you sit there and talk all that shit, and then you guys start losing all those games, and then you finally win a game.
yeah, yeah, we finally did, but
Well, like the last like
the
15 games, the first 15 games, I had to hear, "Oh, we only lost one game." Yeah, now look at you. You guys are on a fucking 6-game losing streak, and then you finally win one.
yeah, but the big win one, the Canuck and the Hurricane are in the set in 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 3-2. the Lightning is tied with the Canucks to two and the Blues in won the cup2023 and the Canadians won the Sailor in
Yeah.
a shootout 3-2. The Maple Leafs win public
Hey, take down
zero.
Texas fucking his what he said so
Uh,
I can sit there and look at the fucking thing.
well,
Damn, the Red Wings got slaughtered by the fucking Senators. That's fucked up. 5-1.
5-1.
Ah, damn. Damn.
The Rangers lost to the Capitals tonight. Islanders and King in overtime 3-2. The ice and the
Yeah.
Blue are 3-1 off, and the Flames beat the Adams by 2. Yep,
Yeah.
this some game in J.
God damn, now I got fucking picking games and shit over here.
Well, we already do.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mark on Arizona
All those games already
and
been picked.
Boston, I
All
got
those games already been
five.
picked. You gotta keep going down. You gotta go down to
Oh,
Sunday.
okay. Florida and Blue Jack
What?
is New York.
Uh,
I got
Florida over at Florida.
New Jersey and me. I got New Jersey.
Yeah, I'm gonna go New Jersey too. Then you got Montreal versus Nashville. I'll go Montreal.
Nashville.
Hmm.
We
I'll
ain't
take LA.
me too. Washington,
I'll take Chicago.
Chicago. I got Chicago. Win a bet again. And I
I'll
got
take Anaheim.
Minnesota over Seattle
I'll take
and
Minnesota.
Vegas over
I'll take the
Atlanta.
Sharks.
What? Fuck
Fuck
your
you.
AJ.
Fuck you, AJ.
Monday we got Alabama ball. I'm going Alabama.
Okay. I'll go
We roll
Buffalo. I'll take Buffalo.
Toronto.
I'll take
Islander.
Toronto.
Toronto. Detroit.
I'll take Detroit over
Dallas.
Dallas.
I got Dallas.
Yeah, I ain't got no good players on Dallas.
Probably over Colorado. I
I'll take
got
Calgary.
Calgary. We all got
Carolina over fucking Ottawa.
Jay. The I live. Well, we
Then you
all
got
got
Toronto and New York again. I got New York. Then you
we
have Arizona versus Pittsburgh. I'll take Pittsburgh.
AJ Pitt, but
Then
uh,
we have Detroit versus St. Louis. I'll take Detroit.
Detroit,
Then I'll take Philly over Nashville.
Philly,
Then Chicago versus Edmonton. I'll take Chicago.
and me.
Then you have Toronto or no Tampa versus Vancouver. I'll take Tampa.
Vancouver,
Then we have Vegas over Calgary. I'll take Vegas. Then
Vegas,
Florida over Seattle. I'll take Florida again.
Florida,
I'll take Winnipeg over San Jose.
Winnipeg, then Wednesday,
We
we
got Penguins and Pittsburgh and Montreal. I'll take Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh,
Boston versus New Jersey. I'll take New
New
Jersey.
Jersey,
Uh, Anaheim
and,
versus Islanders. I'll take Anaheim.
and
Buffalo versus Colorado. I'll take Colorado for that one. Winnipeg and LA. I'll take LA with that.
I think Buffalo and LA and the Sunday we got
Columbus and Toronto. Toronto versus Columbus. My bad.
Toronto,
Yeah. Philly versus Washington. I'll take Washington.
Philly,
Then we got Detroit versus Carolina. See, now that's a good game right there, Carolina, because
yeah,
you got the front three in the first line with Aho, and fucking Teravainen, and then fucking Slavin. Wait, what did Tex say? I wanted to read that. What did he say? Dallas might as well not even have a hockey team. They don't even talk about it on sports radio locally here. Ha ha. Well, to be honest with you, Tex, the only reason why you guys have the Dallas Stars in the first place is because Norm Green is a
yeah,
sexual predator and pretty much left Minnesota so he wouldn't go to fucking jail in Minnesota, so he moved the team down to Dallas. That's pretty much the reason why.
yeah,
But
okay,
um I'm gonna take Detroit. It's gonna be a good game though. I'm definitely gonna be watching that one on Thursday.
right,
Uh Ottawa versus St. Louis is
I,
Ottawa.
almost
Yeah. Uh
Minnesota,
okay. Tampa and Edmonton. I'll take Ted.
yeah,
Ed. I'll go take Tampa for that. Florida, Vancouver.
Vancouver,
I'll take Florida. Then we have Chicago, Seattle. I'll take Chicago.
Chicago, and now Pitt, so it's just a
Is that
day.
it? I thought there was a Friday.
Oh, you want to play
Yeah, you
the
said we were
game?
doing picks. You said we were doing picks, dumbass.
Okay. Uh, 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 my bad.
Friday, we have
Okay.
Anaheim and the Rangers. I'll pick the Rangers. Nashville and Carolina. I'll take Carolina. Boston and the Islanders. I'll take Boston.
I got
Ottawa versus Dallas. I'll take Ottawa. San Jose versus Arizona. I'll take San Jose. Buffalo versus Vegas. I'll take Vegas. Go ahead with your picks.
I got Annabelle, Islander, Dallas, and the Cup and Vegas. From now, let's look at
Are you
the
gonna look at the fucking standings?
yeah.
Okay.
So we got Boston 18 wins, 5 losses, and
Can you
3
zoom that in? Like pull it up closer. Oh wait, hold on. I got it. So Boston in the Eastern Conference in the Atlantic Division is leading with 18 wins, 5 losses, 3 overtime losses, with 39 points. You want to move that more to the left, Mikel, so I can see the other
yeah,
teams. No, I get it. Yeah. Oh, wait, fuck, hold on. Then we have Florida with 16 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses for 34 points. Toronto in third place with 14 wins, 6 losses, and 4 overtime losses for 32 points. Detroit has 14 wins, 8 losses, 4 overtime losses with 32 points. And I mean, that's the top 4. That's what we usually talk about as the top 4. The
yeah,
rest, they're pretty much bottom dwellers for right now.
yeah,
So, in the Metropolitan in the East, we have the Rangers at the top with 18 wins, 6 losses, and 1 overtime loss, 37 points. Philly, 15 wins, 10 losses, 2 overtime losses with 32 points. Islanders, 12 wins, 7 losses overtime, 31 points. And Washington's got 13 wins with 8 losses and 3 overtime losses with 29 points. Let's keep going down to the West in the Central Division. Central Division, we have right now, we have Chicago. They have played 27 games, 16 wins, 9 losses, 2 overtime losses with 34 points. Dallas in second place, playing 26 games, 15 wins, 8 losses, and 3 overtime losses with 33 points. Winnipeg, number 3, they've played 25 games, 15 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses with 32 points. And shockingly, Arizona has played 26 games, 13 wins, 11 losses, and 2 overtime losses with 28 points. So we will go down to the Pacific Division in the West, where we have the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions right now as the Vegas Golden Knights, playing 28 games with 18 wins, 5 losses, and 5 overtime losses with 41 points. The LA Kings, 24 games played, 16 wins, 4 losses, 4 overtime losses, 36 points. Vancouver has 27 games played, 17 wins, 9 losses, 1 overtime loss with 35 points. In Calgary, 27 games, 11 wins, 13 losses, and 3 overtime losses with 25 points. And right there would pretty much be well, I mean, we're going to look at the conferences right now. Go to the conference standings.
Vegas will be the
So hold on.
number
Wait. Go
3.
back up, Mikel. Go back up. So you got Vegas, Boston, the Rangers, LA, Vancouver, um, Florida, Colorado, Dallas, Toronto, Winnipeg, Detroit, Philly, and the Islanders. Those would be if hockey started today. Those would be your playoff in matchup. Well, it wouldn't be matchups because you'd have to see who ranks 1 through
Yeah,
8.
yeah. Um, we got one more thing to do now. The night I love watching pop channel
Oh,
a
did you see
big
that fucking that
out
Army
of
Navy game?
my
Dude, that was a fucking trash ass fucking
yeah,
game. Seriously, like 10-7.
well,
Come on,
shit,
do better.
that was shit, but anyway, I sorry, I told me the new home of it of 10 years that in mill into the area job so it will be me your money red amount
Hold on, this
deal
dude's making $700 million.
yeah
What's his deal structure? Is it 10 years?
10 year
10 years and he's making $700 million. Jesus
yeah
Christ!
baseball will not cheat it.
Psh, are you kidding me, dude? Think about it. Okay, baseball. All you're really using is a couple pads, a jock strap, a baseball, a helmet, and a fucking ball. That's it.
Yeah,
It's not that much equipment, and you're paying someone $700 million to play for 10 years.
that
Shit.
that outrageous. I think that too high, but you got the deal. 10 years but and oh Elliot Tommy um again well done again now you got anything to shout out
Uh, no, not really. I mean, uh, I have an open schedule now, so it's pretty much I can pretty much do whatever I want, going back to my old job of being my own boss again. But I mean, you'll see me a lot on Mikel's channel and seeing me a lot on Casey's channel doing stuff with both of their channels, helping them out with what they're doing and all that. That's pretty much about it with me.
and
What
I'll
about you,
be
Mikel?
I'll be on Monday at a Monday night raw and we will talk about football
I mean, if
and
Tex wants to
uh,
call in, if Tex wants to call in and talk about
yeah,
this, I'd be
always
interested to see what
that
his opinion is on it because I think it's ridiculous.
I,
$700 million for 10 years.
I do too.
I've never heard of this, and this is for baseball.
Yeah,
And baseball doesn't even get that good of ratings. I mean, hell, most NFL players don't even get paid that kind of
I
money. I think the highest
know,
NFL players get paid are probably like what, 20, 30 million?
probably.
Yeah, and that's a collision sport.
Um,
So I mean, those are fucking ridiculous. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. The Dodgers are going to regret this signing because who in their right mind is going to pay that? I mean, that's like Jerry Jones signing fucking Dak Prescott for 20 years with $700 million. You know what I mean? That's fucking ridiculous. No one's going to take that because, A, he isn't going to be that good for that long period of time. Two, it's sports athletes, their bodies wear down so fast because they're, especially like football, because the collision sport, you're taking hits after hits. Same way with hockey and fucking, I mean, minus basketball and baseball. I mean, they don't really have that much of a collision sport, really. It's more like football and hockey that are the collision sports. Hell, that's like fucking college football. You don't see any head coaches getting paid fucking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1,000,000 to coach. What's up, Tex?
What's up, y'all?
Oh, having you speak on everything that's going on in the world?
Yeah, that Ohtanis deal. There was, well, I mean, I don't know how much y'all kept up with it or not. Like,
I just heard about it.
were like, well, this has been going on for a while. I mean, it was so bad a couple of days ago. Like, reporters, and I'm using that in air quotes, were like, "Oh yeah, I saw him on the tarmac, getting into a plane headed to Toronto," meaning that he's going to sign with the Blue Jays.
Right.
Yeah, like all these scoopers and leakers and people trying to get the jump and everything else. Like, pretty much every team, well, not every team could afford him, but the ones that could afford Ohtanis were in play for him. Like, a week ago, he was going to the Texas Rangers because Corey Seager talked to him. 2 weeks ago, it was this team. At one point, the Atlanta Braves were going to sign him. I mean, basically every major franchise that it has any money at all, at one point or another, has been in the running. And I mean, the reason why there is no player in sports worth $700 million.
Right, exactly.
There are entire sports franchises as a whole, including stadium, licensing, everything, that aren't worth $700 million. That's a stupid amount of money.
Yeah, exactly. Like me and Mikel were explaining, that's like fucking Jerry Jones paying fucking Dak Prescott $700 million to stay for fucking 20 years. And like collision sports, like football and hockey, they're the most collision sports there is. Like basketball players, they shouldn't get paid that kind of money, and neither should baseball players, because it's not collision sports.
You can't really. Collision doesn't matter. I mean, collision is not that. Well, it's not that it doesn't matter. It's not the most important thing here. It's how much revenue does your sport create? It's like, okay, why does an NFL quarterback make $150 million on a contract? Well, he plays for a top team, and people watch the NFL. Not as many watch Major League Baseball these days, but they still pull in a good share of numbers. And you also have to take into account, we're talking about the Los Angeles market. There's a lot of money in that market. You've got a lot of celebrities, a lot of millionaires. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, well, let me ask you, because me and you and Mikel are all sports guys here. Now, for the percentage, I mean, because think about it, we have 4 major sports in America. We have football, hockey, baseball, and fucking basketball. Now, where would you rank these 4 sports, major leagues, in order? Because we obviously know the NFL is number 1 because they're kings of.
There's no argument.
Where would you put 2, 3, and 4?
Well, if I were to rank them based off of 2 things, off of popularity and viewership, I'd have to go NFL 1, Major League Baseball probably 2, because their numbers are down, but they're still better than most other things. Probably NBA 3, and then hockey 4. But I'll be real honest with you.
I agree.
Depending on the market, I think like okay, if you go to Detroit, I'd say
Right.
hockey's probably 2. So you
Oh,
can't.
well, to be honest with you, because I live in that area, before the Lions were winning, the Red Wings were the only thing
Right,
Detroit
right,
had, so it was number one, yeah, for the
right.
longest time.
I mean, does anybody care? What's the Detroit basketball team? I can't even
The
remember now.
Pistons,
Something with
Detroit
cars.
Pistons.
The
It's Detroit
Pistons. Does
Pistons,
anybody
yeah.
even care about the Pistons
No, dude, the
in
No,
Pistons
Detroit?
haven't won shit in fucking since 2004.
Okay.
That was the last time they
Well,
won
that's what I'm
the
saying. I mean,
championship.
that's why I commented earlier. I said Dallas doesn't even need a hockey team because I listen to sports talk radio basically all day whenever I'm in the
Right.
truck. They get zero coverage. The Mavericks. The only reason the Mavericks here recently have gotten talked about is because Mark Cuban is selling the team to a woman from Vegas who's putting in a casino, and the Mavericks are getting new ownership. That's the only reason the Mavericks even get
So
talked
do you think
about.
the Mavericks are going to be moving? Because I
No,
keep
the
hearing the
Mavericks are
Oakland
staying.
A's. Okay.
No, the Mavericks. No, the Mavericks are staying in Dallas. They're going to be. I mean, they've already showed the location of where the new stadium is going to be. It's going to be where the Texas Stadium, the original Cowboys Stadium, used to
Okay.
be, over in that area, and it's going to be owned by people from Vegas because they're trying to get gambling legalized in Texas. They're using the Mavericks to get casinos legal in the state, and they're going to
Huh.
build a casino next to the arena and whatever. But back to the question of, I mean, the only thing people care about down here is football and baseball.
I would say
The only
football would be number
places.
one. And barbecue.
Well, no. Well, I'm sports wise. Football and baseball are the big deals. Football obviously is king. Baseball to a much lesser degree, but it is what it is.
But you're a
But
cowboy, so wouldn't they?
oh well.
Besides, because what did you call rodeo a sport, or is that entertainment down there? Because I heard
Oh no, rodeo is.
that's
Oh
a
yeah,
sport.
no rodeo is. No rodeo is a the. Okay, here's the problem with rodeo. The professional, it's the PBR. That's the main circuit. That's like the
Have blue
NFL of
ribbon.
rodeo. No, professional bull riders.
Oh, okay.
You have the PBR, then you have the PRCA. The PRCA is Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, but that's
Right.
like the college football of rodeo.
Okay.
And I mean, it's a nationally recognized sport like the NFL or anything else, but it doesn't generate near the money because like if I don't even have the television channel that it comes on. It's like if you have satellite, it's like
Right.
like one of those high like 100 numbers of channels
Oh,
way
like a
up there. It's
dish.
basically
Like dish. Yeah.
it's like it's on like the sports package. Like you have to have like 3 extra sports packages to get the professional rodeo.
Damn.
So that's yeah.
So would you say that NASCAR makes more generated money and viewers than rodeo does down in Texas?
100%.
Okay.
I would, yeah. Well, NASCAR ratings have gone down every year since they've. I mean, they're the
I
France
heard it started
family.
with the whole. I heard it was from the Confederate flag banning and the whole buddy that Bubba Wallace crying about the
Bubba
fucking
Wallace.
news. Right.
Okay, to be fair, the day that Dale Earnhardt died, God rest his soul, NASCAR slowly started to die, and
Understandable.
NASCAR was probably at its peak, like 2000 to 2008. I'd say that's probably peak NASCAR. You had Dale Jr., Tony Stewart, Kevin Harvick. Oh yeah, well, of the modern era, I'm not talking the golden era back in the day. Like the modern era.
I was about to say, because I didn't watch NASCAR much in the 90s, but I know, like, the 70s, 80s, and 90s were, like, the golden era of NASCAR.
Obviously, whenever Dale Sr. was winning titles left and right, that was, I mean, that's the golden era.
And Rusty Wallace, too, and,
Rusty Wallace never won dick. He was just a loudmouth, but
Well, so was what about Richard Petty? I mean, the King. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but Richard Petty's day was back
in the 70s.
Richard Petty was done, and yeah, he was doing all his stuff in the 70s and the early 80s.
Right.
But NASCAR, modern day, they've done everything they can to gentrify the sport of anything that made it different and great, and the ratings show it. And
Yeah.
You shouldn't bastardize your own sports. You know what I mean?
Well, they tried to make it so PC that they took away what made NASCAR special. That's
right. They bastardized it. They pretty much cut its nuts off and bastardized it.
Well, okay, perfect example. The 4th of July race. It was one of the staples of NASCAR. It was down at Daytona. It was the Pepsi 400 or the Coke 400,
right?
Whichever company was sponsoring it that year. They took it and they moved it to the streets of Chicago for a road race.
Oh yeah, like that's so fucking interesting.
Who thinks that's a good idea?
No, especially with BLM and all that.
Tickets were like $1,200 to go to this.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even kidding. It was literally it was bad, dude.
Well, think about it this way too. They, I believe, it was on Mother's Day and Father's Day. They took NASCAR away too. They stopped showing it.
Well, they always play with the schedule. They normally take Easter off. You know, Jesus' birth. You know,
right,
Rose and everything else. They'll normally race on Father's Day. They used to take Mother's Day off. It depended on the year, but NASCAR, the best and maybe the worst thing about NASCAR is they have so much sponsorship. I mean, each car has like five primary sponsors, meaning they have like 5 different paint schemes that they run these days.
Right.
Used to, you had one. You know, Earnhardt had the black Goodrich car, or you know, Terry Labonte had the red, white, and yellow Kellogg's car, whatever it may have been.
Jeff Gordon had fucking, what was it?
DuPont. He had the DuPont sponsorship.
No. I thought it was a gas station.
No, Jeff Gordon, he had
the rainbow card.
Paint. Yeah, that was DuPont paint car.
Oh, okay.
But either way, my point is, NASCAR creates a lot of money from corporate sponsors, but the problem is it costs so much money to operate within that sport. To even get a charter, because you probably never listened to Earnhardt Jr.'s podcast, but Earnhardt Jr. is a team owner now. He has cars that he runs and stuff.
He does it in the doesn't he do it in the Pee-wees, and he has like one in the actual like NASCAR too, as well as like Junior Motorsports.
He has Junior Motorsports, which is in the Xfinity series, which is like the college football level of NASCAR. Which he's winning championships left and right in that thing. He's killing it down there with his cars. But the problem is it costs so much money, because the way NASCAR works is you have to have a charter to get into NASCAR. Basically, you have to pay X amount of dollars to be able to own a team in NASCAR.
Oh, like, so it's a pay to play.
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, it's just
that's
like
all major sports, right? It's pay to play, right?
Basically, like 6 years ago, you could get a charter for like $2 million, and that gave you. And basically, what comes with that charter is you get a number, 1 through whatever is available, and you have the right to race in the Cup division. Well, now it's like $15 to $20 million to get a charter.
Shit, that's cheap for a fucking car.
No, it's not.
Compared to some other sports, like fucking.
No,
I think Mikel's team, the fucking Vegas Golden Knights, it was like fucking $500 million just to fucking get his team as a fucking thing in Vegas, and that's just a fucking entry fee.
That $15 to $20 million is just the starting fee. Then you have to have facilities, which that costs probably at least triple what that initial fee is. You have to have an engine shop. If you don't have an engine shop, you have to buy all of your cars and motors from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
About 4 to 5 years ago, it cost you about $1 million per car per weekend to go racing. That's about what it cost about 5 years ago, and that's not counting what inflation has it today. Yeah. Well,
really.
if you want to make money in NASCAR, you already have to be filthy rich. That's the secret to it.
Yeah, yo,
That's the bottom line. What?
No, he was just agreeing with us. No, but do you ever think we could put? You think we could put? Get Mikel sponsored by Vagisil? Do you think that would work?
I think I'd rather see Mikel get ran over by Tony Stewart and it kills him. I'd rather see that.
Okay, but he's driving the Vagisil car. That's the point.
But no, I mean, like I said, the most famous sports, like here in Texas, it's like I said, football 1, baseball 2, and somewhere down at the bottom, it doesn't really matter who you put 3 or 4. Nobody cares. Up north, football 1, hockey 2, and then the other ones are somewhere in
baseball and basketball.
If you go to like New York, I'd say the Yankees are probably number 1. I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I would say probably. I would probably say Yankees, Knicks, probably,
and then football.
Probably. Yeah, but you got 3 teams in New York, even though 2 play in New Jersey. Yeah. But I mean, what would you think New York's like team of choice is actually like? Do you think it's the Bills, the Giants, or the Jets? Just curious.
Well, the Giants have won the Super Bowl most recently, so probably them, if I had to guess.
Okay.
I mean, the Giants seem to be if Aaron Rodgers had stayed healthy and was winning, it would be the Jets. But I would say the Giants probably have a bigger fan base. But that mafia for the Bills up there, y'all know how nuts they are.
Bills Mafia is crazy. Power bombing each other.
Bills Mafia is right. I mean, those guys are up there shirtless, sleeting and snowing, and -20. Mm-hmm. I don't see how they're even alive. I wouldn't be going.
They're built different, man. They're built different. Just like how I was saying, like you wouldn't last 2 minutes up here in this fucking freezing snow. Just like I wouldn't last fucking 2 minutes in the 120, 150 degree weather you have down there. I'm like, fuck that.
Right.
Give me a fucking air conditioner.
When it comes to sports franchises and what they're worth, like I mean, it's with like Ohtanis, he's a star pitcher and he can hit. Like okay, now the Dodgers haven't even came out and confirmed the details of this contract. Just so we're clear.
Who is Ohtanis? I'm just curious. Who is he? Because I've never heard of him. Who is this guy? Because I've never heard of him.
He is one of the he's one of the best baseball players going right now. Now he was on the Angels last year, which was god awful. But
wait, is he the Asian guy? The Asian kid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I know what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Ohtanis Asian. Yeah. But he can pitch. They're going to be using him as a DH. I believe. I mean, I would imagine so.
I'm ignorant to that subject. So what does that mean?
Designated hitter. I mean, like he's just going to be hitting. Like that's all he's going to do. Which that's a lot of money for a designated hitter. Whenever there is entire baseball franchises that don't have their roster is half as much as $700 million. I mean, basically, what's going to happen here is this deal is going to be real. Like if I had to guess, they're probably going to offset this deal because each team can only have a certain payroll, or you get like luxury taxes. Because like with the Rangers right now, the Rangers are having to pay a luxury tax for the roster that they have on the team because they went over a certain amount.
Well, don't you guys have a salary cap?
Well, each team does. But you can go over that salary cap, but that's when the luxury tax comes into play. For every million you have to pay X amount. I forget what the number is. I can't remember.
Huh.
But basically, how LA is going to load this contract up, I guarantee you, they're going to put a lot of it on the ass end of this contract. Meaning, Otani, from what I read earlier, he'll basically be making about $40 to $50 million a year for this contract. By the end of it, after taxes and fees, he'll end up with about $450 million is what he'll end up with out of this 700, which that's still a stupid amount of money.
Yeah, I don't understand it. That's ridiculous.
He's not worth that amount. I mean, Texas. I didn't want the Rangers to get it. Basically, the Rangers need pitching. They need a couple other things to keep this ball rolling. I did not want the Rangers anywhere near Otani. I was happy that he did not come here. But this is one of those contracts that the Dodgers are going to love in the beginning because he's a big name. He's going to get them a lot of attention and, probably win them some games. But 5 years from now, when he's not so productive, and I think Otani's only like 29 years old. He's like 28 or 20. So he's a young guy. But 5 or 6 years into this contract. Oh yeah. No, he'll be playing for a long time. That's not a problem. His age is good. But the problem is 5 to 6 years into this thing, when his numbers go down, he's not producing like he should, and they're still having to pay that contract. Guess what? Ain't no team going to take a mid-30s player making $50 to $60 million a year, whatever it happens to come out to. So the Dodgers are going to be stuck with this. Basically, what this is, they're going to be in the same place that the Rams, that the Tampa Raiders. Bay in football. Or I'm talking more recently, teams that basically put out a lot of money to win right now. This is what the Dodgers
Raiders did too. They did with fucking 2 head coaches, dude. Mark Davis right now owes 2 head coaches $150 million for 2 head coaches.
Well, that's a little better than. Well, see, that doesn't come off of their salary cap though, so that's a little bit different of a situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sucks having to pay 2 head coaches that much money, but it's not coming off of your roster. So there's the difference. But, LA with this Ohhtani deal, we haven't seen the specifics of it, or at least I haven't. But they're basically married to this guy for the next decade, and I guarantee you, by the end of this, they're going to be regretting the contract. So good luck to them. They're going to need it. What the fuck is that? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I was just muted.
Oh, sorry. No,
you're good.
No, my phone cut out for a minute. Like it did that the other night whenever we were doing the show. It goes weird sometimes. But yeah, no, that's basically the Ohhtani deal. It's an ungodly amount of money. He's not worth it. He's a great baseball player. I watched the Angels every time they played Texas this past season. Well, not every time, most of them that I can catch, but he ain't worth what he got. I'll say that. But hey, if you can get it, get it. It is what it is. So we'll see what happens.
It's very interesting.
Well, I'm more interested to see because, there's a lot of teams in Major League Baseball that their entire roster doesn't even add up to $400 million. But those teams never win anything. Those are the teams that are middle of the road. They have no stars. And they have no hope. They are those teams that play off of the analytics that say, oh, well, I can't afford King Griffey Jr., but if I go get this guy, and this guy, the computer analytics tell me that we'll do just as good, and they pay them crap money. That's what Oakland, the A's have done for 30 years. Hell, the Oakland A's started Moneyball. They made a movie out of Moneyball. Moneyball with Brad
Yeah.
Pitt. You may have seen it. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen Moneyball.
That's most teams still play a new version of Moneyball. Now
That's
you
like
have
Major
teams
League.
like Boston, huh?
That's like the movie Major League with the Cleveland Indians.
Very similar, yes. You
Yeah.
have teams like Boston, New York, um, all of your premier baseball franchises. Houston is another one. And I mean, up until recently, the Rangers here in Texas. These are teams that finally said, okay, this analytic crap does not work. We're not winning. The teams that go out and win championships, they do a few things. One, they're not afraid to spend money for a few good players. Two, they get a farm system built up that continues to replenish that roster, which, if you look at the farm system, the Rangers probably at least top three, maybe the best farm system in baseball. The Astros have done the same thing as well. I don't know about other teams' farm systems, but I know these two. Once you've gotten your big stars, you've got your farm system built up, then you can go play baseball and actually do something. These are the teams that win, just like you said a minute ago with the Tigers. The Tigers don't spend any money. They're a middle of the road team.
Yeah, exactly.
The best that they're like since
Miguel
let's see,
Cabrera.
when y'all had Cabrera and Justin Verlander, and y'all won those series in what year? I can't remember.
2012.
Is it say it was about 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was 2012. Yeah.
So that was really the last time that Detroit has done. I don't know if y'all won the division since then. I'm not real sure because I know Verlander.
2006 was the first time we drafted Verlander. That was 2006. We won the fucking I think it was the American League championship.
Central, I think y'all are in.
Yeah, it was the ALS or whatever.
I can't remember what year Verlander went to Houston though. Like that was kind of the end of
2016. 2016.
Yeah, that was when things. Well, and I mean that was when things kind of fell off for y'all up there whenever Verlander had left.
Yeah,
but
Mickey started dropping too.
I mean, the Tigers aren't a bad team. The problem they have is there's so many other good teams in the American League right now. I mean, you've got some heavy hitters, but it's to win in baseball, you have to spend money. That's the bottom line.
Exactly. I mean, come on, look at Mikel's team, the Cubs. I mean, it took them fucking 150 years to win a World Series.
Yeah. Well, I mean, whether you believe in that curse stuff or not, which it's always fun to think about.
I mean, the Red Sox was cursed too. I mean,
right.
The great
until Kurt Schilling and the bloody sock, and the whole story. America was. I think that's the only time I ever rooted for the Red Sox, but I was happy to see Kurt Schilling, win this, win the whole thing. That was cool. But you have to spend money in sports to win. That's the bottom line. And hey, I'd love. Now, I will say the hardest thing to do in sports is hit a fastball. I've played football. I've played baseball. I've dabbled some in a couple other sports, nothing that I was ever good at. The hardest thing I've ever done in sports was trying to hit a fastball. Whenever you're getting a tiny little ball thrown at you at 90 plus miles an hour, or a curve ball, whatever it may be, that is the hardest thing to do in sports. It may not be contact, but if you were to poll just sports fans, what's the hardest thing to do in sports? Hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do. I'd put money on that. But it's one of those
definitely. No, I hear you on that. Like, that's probably is like a lot of people think it's scoring a touchdown. Touchdowns are easy to score as long as you know how to fucking catch a ball. And I mean, basketball, if you could shoot a basket into a hoop, I mean, it's not hard. And then fucking hockey, I mean, as long as you can stop the goalie, you can score a fucking goal. I mean, it's not fucking hard. It's not rocket science.
The difference in all of those things and hitting a baseball is all of those other things that you just mentioned are a team effort. When you're hitting a baseball, You're doing it by yourself. And let's say you're going against Randy Johnson or Nolan Ryan or pick any other pitcher that you want to throw up there. This dude is chunking a piece of leather the size of your palm, and it looks like it's coming at your head at 100 miles an hour, and you're having to blindly swing hoping you hit the damn thing. It's just as much like, okay, there's nothing else in sports where we're getting 500, meaning half, is a good number. If you're an NFL quarterback and you only complete half of your passes, you're not going to be an NFL quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But hitting a baseball at 500 is a good thing because it's so freaking hard. It's just, that's why they make so much money. And, it is what it is.
I just don't see the money where these players, they should be getting paid that much, though. That's just ridiculous.
I had guessed Ohtani would get between 450 and 500. That's kind of where I ballparked his contract. And I was even reaching at 500. But seven is outrageous. It is. No other team would offer him that besides an LA-based team because they wanted a star. That's all that really is. There's no other reality. But
but I mean, in LA, there's only two teams in LA that are actually fucking worth it that the LA fan base watches, and that's the Lakers and Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the Rams just because they won the Super Bowl recently.
Yeah, but I mean, those are like, if you're not winning in LA, the fans aren't going to watch you. I mean, I could tell you how many times I've seen on TV. I've seen Anaheim Ducks games. I've seen LA Kings games. The only time they're winning, like, consistently, that's when the fan base is showing up. There's been times, hell, even here in Detroit, when the Wings weren't that good, there would be a lot of empty seats. There'd be a lot of empty seats everywhere in different stadiums because people don't want to pay to watch a shitty product.
Well, see, that's what's so funny here is I've been at the worst times when the Rangers were dog crap, and it was in the middle of summer. Like, the Rangers only recently got an air-conditioned stadium with a roof. Their old ballpark was completely open on top. And it is miserable to sit in that stadium for a summertime baseball game. You're basically cooking for 3 hours. People just wouldn't go. The team was losing, and it was too freaking hot. You could get in. I can't tell you how many times we would go to Rangers games, show up like 10 minutes before it started, and give them $5, and they would let us in because nobody was there. Many times that happened.
Like this year's when I went to that Tigers game, and I watched the game. Fucking dude, it was like it had to be in the fucking like 90s to 100s, dude. It was fucking hot in Comerica Park. There's no fucking roof or anything on it. It's just a fucking baseball field.
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing is, the Rangers' old ballpark, which is literally across the parking lot from where the new stadium is. But it's a gorgeous stadium. I love the ballpark in Arlington. It's designed it was designed in the 90s, but it's built like, if you look at the brickwork and the stone, it looks like it's a ballpark from like the 1950s or the 60s with the art style of it. It's gorgeous looking. It's got stuff carved into the rock and everything else. It's a beautiful place.
Right.
But it's just so god awful hot in the summertime that you can't go and sit there.
General. It's too hot in general down there.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's, for 20 years we hollered, put a roof on this freaking stadium, and they never would. They never did because the team wasn't winning. The team had some small successes. They'd win the American League West, or they'd do this, but it wasn't consistent enough to get revenues where they could invest the money, and the ownership was not willing to invest the money. That was the biggest problem because they knew they wouldn't get their money back.
So let me ask you
But
this: what's you guys won the World Series this year? Do you guys think they're gonna upgrade the facilities more now?
well, they're in their brand new stadium that they just built last year.
Oh, see, okay, I didn't
They're
know. I
in
thought you were in
modern
this.
day. Yeah,
Okay, I thought you were in a
yeah.
different stadium now. Okay.
No, they built Globe Life Park or Globe Life Field, excuse me, um, 2 years ago. So I mean, they've got a gorgeous, like it's modern facilities, indoors, great air conditioning. The heater's even good. Whenever I was there watching the World Series, they had the heaters on, and you could even like it was complete temperature controlled. Everything's up to date. They have perfect facilities now, and
Hmm,
they've got ownership that's willing to spend money. Which that's like we've been talking about. You got to spend money to make money. That's the way it works.
right.
And I mean, the sky's the limit for this franchise now. They've got the right people in place. Ray Davis, the owner, he's basically opened the checkbook up and said, "Just make us win." He's willing to do whatever it takes, and hey,
Yeah, but that
I'm
can
here
hurt
for it.
you though too at the same time though, because think
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, of course,
We could think about with the fucking Atlanta Braves when Ted Turner owned it.
yeah, oh yeah.
Fucking, he was throwing money left, right, and center at the Braves. I mean,
Well,
that was his like passion project besides WCW was fucking the Braves, and
you
fucking
can't
look what
just throw
happened.
money around. You have to have the right minds in charge of it, and that's what the people that they have running this organization now are the ones that need to be there. And
Right.
they're, like one of our main pitchers, Jordan Montgomery,
Uh huh.
they're probably not going to re sign him, which I hate that because he was one of the guys that helped us win this World Series.
Hey, it
But
happens.
you know what? I have to trust the ownership that got us that trophy that they're going to make the right decision, whether I
Right.
like it or not. I
Right.
don't want to see him go to Boston or New York or wherever else. I want to see him stay here.
Right.
But if I want to win another one, I have to trust that my leadership is going to do the right thing.
Right.
And
Like in general, in
it's
any
just the way that it
sports,
is.
Tex, to be honest with you, any sports, it's so hard to win another one.
Yeah,
Like I told
it is.
Mikel, I said, enjoy that Stanley Cup you won this year because you
Oh,
probably
yeah.
won't win it next year. Just like because I
Right,
know winning success. I mean, look at it. The fucking Dogs went back to back. Now they're out of the playoffs. Fucking my Red Wings
right.
won fucking 4 Stanley Cups in
Oh,
the fucking 90s and mid 2000s. They haven't won since 2008. It's really hard to win championships. I
right.
mean, in general, you're
It,
Dallas
it's been
Cowboys. They haven't won since
Excuse
'95,
me,
right?
it's been 27 years since the Cowboys. The 90s Cowboys might be the one of the top five greatest football teams of all time.
Yeah.
There's no reason why they shouldn't. If Jerry Jones had not fired Jimmy Johnson, they would have won at least one more Super Bowl with
Oh
that
yeah.
leadership and that team. But pride and ego got in the way, and literally, Jimmy Johnson was fired by Jerry Jones because Jerry wanted to take all the credit, and egos got in the way. That caused their demise.
See, that's the problem. You
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah,
You got to play
yeah,
as a team. You got to coach as a team because, like for
right,
example, like the '97, '98 Red Wings, the back-to-back championship. You
well,
had fucking Mike Ilitch as owner of the Wings. You had fucking Scotty Bowman as head coach, and you had Steve Eiserman as captain, and you had the fucking Russian Five. You had the fucking grind line. You had fucking all these
right.
teams, all these players, and they were working as a unit. You can't be in that ego bullshit because the ego is going to fucking stop the team from winning. You can't have that. It's got to be a team mind focus. You got
Well,
to think on winning, not fucking. Oh, I'm this player. I'm this player. I'm this head coach, or I'm this owner. Blah blah blah. You got to work as a unit.
and that's the thing is, if you ever once you let ego take over, you might as well pack up and go home.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, think about the last time I was on here the night before the SEC championship game.
You know, we talk shit, and the
You
fucking
know,
Bulldogs lost.
That's kind of what it comes down to. I mean, it's kind of what I said. You had a pissed off Nick Saban
Mm-hmm.
and a untested team of guys on the Georgia side.
Yep.
And what happened? That's not saying
Well,
Georgia's
we lost by 3,
a
but still,
bad
yeah.
team. Yeah,
Right.
Georgia's not a bad. Georgia's still the class of the SEC West. Don't
Oh,
don't
yeah,
get
of
that
course.
or the East. Yeah, excuse me, the East. Alabama's on the West.
Mhm.
They're still a good team. I can see them having another good year next year. Probably. I'm not going to say they're going to go undefeated because I looked at their schedule next year. Holy crap, they're going
Dude,
to
we
play
played
some really
Bama.
rough teams.
Week 4, we played Bama
Well,
in
they're going to
Tuscaloosa.
Texas. They're going to Bama. They're going to a lot of places that's going to be hard to deal with.
Yep. No,
But
I agree.
when it came to that, those untested kids, they walked into a big boy game and they got caught with their pants down.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
Well, it
that
doesn't help that Jermaine Burden was a fucking prick. And literally after the fucking SEC championship game, he goes and trolls the fucking Georgia fucking student section with fucking giving them the finger and say that I'm glad I left Georgia for Bama. It's like, you only did that because when you
yeah,
get drafted to the NFL, they're going to pick you over fucking a Georgia player because you're Alabama. That's the
well,
only reason why. No, but since
right.
we have
Well,
you talking about college football, top 4 teams. We got Michigan at 1, we got Washington at 2, we got Texas at 3, and we have Alabama at 4. Let's start with Michigan and Alabama. Who do you got winning that game? Like you said, that pissed off Nick Saban. And Michigan's not tested. Think about it. They've played cupcakes besides Ohio State. They played cupcake teams.
Michigan. I'm not going to call them a cupcake team. They've had 2 or 3 really hard
Penn
teams,
State?
and I can't think of off the top of
Penn
my head.
State,
But
I would say
Michigan
Penn
didn't
State.
have the easiest game the easiest schedule this season. Yes, I don't think that Alabama team is as pissed off as they were prior to that SEC championship game.
I think Saban's
I think
still pissed off.
I think a lot of their spit and fire was used going to. I'm not sure that Alabama didn't give all they had going to beat Georgia. I'm not counting them out.
Was though. To be honest with you, because we only lost by 3, a field goal, literally. I think they weren't trying to show everything just in case they did get into the playoffs. I mean, because I've seen Alabama, especially at the 2021 national championship when it was Georgia versus Alabama, when Georgia won their first national title. Literally, we saw Saban and Kirby going back and forth like firepower. So I mean, it's a whole. Saban he's a different breed of coach. Like he is soft at some points. He's soft at some points, but at the same time, like at certain things, like say the SEC championship game, or like if he's in a bowl game, or college football semifinals, or a fucking national title game, it's a different. He's a different person, and I respect Saban for that.
But all of that said,
Harbaugh doesn't have what it takes, though.
I didn't watch every Michigan game this year, but I saw enough of them to know that they're a juggernaut. Even with the cheating scandal out there, that's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not even factoring that into it. I'm taking how good is this team? Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm putting that completely to the side. I'm going apples to apples, one team versus the next here. If I were to put money on this game, I'm going Michigan by a touchdown. Not by a lot, because they are a softer school than an SEC team. I do agree on that.
Let's be honest with it. The SEC means more. Let's be honest. We're all SEC. Well, besides mikel, because mikel, I believe, is the ACC. Right. But we're SEC guys. We know that the SEC means more.
Yeah, we know SEC football. But I also know how good Michigan is. Hell, in the second half of the season, they barely even had to throw the ball to beat people by 20-something points.
Right, that's but let's be honest, though, with that Big Ten championship game, that Big Ten championship game was so fucking boring and so lame.
Oh, I'm
Like,
not. Yeah, no,
it
there's
was
an argument
soft.
there, but I'm talking about
I'm
the
talking about what I
the.
recently seen.
I'm talking about the second half of the season where they were playing some harder teams. They didn't even have to throw the football, and they're stacking up touchdowns like they're cordwood on people. That was
Yeah,
scary.
yeah, but
You
see,
know what
that's the
I mean?
thing though is I've noticed too is those are all Big Ten teams. The Big Ten recently has been garbage. Like, okay, remember how
Right.
Michigan said that they wanted to leave the Big Ten? I said, yeah, come down to the SEC and play fucking Georgia, Bama, fucking LSU, fucking Tennessee, Missouri, fucking hell. We'll even throw Texas A&M, even though you guys are the bottom feeders. We'll throw you guys
Yeah,
in
we
there.
sucked
You
this year.
guys,
We were
you
garbage.
guys could probably
We were
beat
garbage.
fucking Michigan. But no, I'm just saying, like in general, like Michigan, they would not fucking, they could not handle the SEC. They would move back up to the fucking
Well,
Big Ten real quick because they would be losing games like when they were having Rich Rodriguez as their head coach or fucking Brady Hoke as their coach when they were winning fucking 5-6 games a year. So I
that's
mean,
what's so funny. Look at a school like Florida State, and I
oh
know we're
yeah,
talking about
let's start.
Michigan a little
Well,
bit,
we'll talk about that in a
but
little bit.
look at, and I'm just going to use them for a comparative tool here.
Right,
Florida State is miles away from an SEC school, and
right.
they won't even let them in. So Michigan has no shot. They're not getting in. Sorry, we don't need you. But
Right.
no, I don't. Michigan would not be Michigan in the SEC. I
No,
completely
no.
agree. I don't think they could handle Tennessee, much
Yeah.
less anybody else.
Yeah,
But
the corn dogs would
said,
beat the brakes off of them.
that being said, this Michigan team right now is scary. And like I said, I'd go Michigan by 7. I don't know. I haven't seen what the point spread is or the over under, but I'd take Michigan
Alabama's
by
an
a
underdog.
touchdown. Well, yeah, of course, because they're coming in as the number 14. They have to.
Right.
But
Well, think about it. Nick
I'd
Saban
take
literally
Michigan.
has a month to train for this
Right.
semifinal game. I mean, let's be honest. The SEC has owned the Big Ten the last 2 years now. Georgia beat Michigan. Georgia beat Ohio State. Fucking the SEC has owned the Big Ten, and if
Right.
Alabama beats Michigan, that's three in a row. So I don't see fucking
Is it an
Michigan.
uphill? Is it
What?
an Is it an uphill battle, even though Michigan's going to be favored? Yes, but I think they get the job done. I think it's going to be a very controversial year for Michigan because within the same year, I believe they're going to be fighting a cheating scandal and winning a national title. If
Mm-hmm.
I were to bet money, I think Michigan. I think big. So just like I texted you a week and a half ago or whatever it was,
Right.
I think Michigan gets the Natty this year. Not saying
Well,
that they may have earned it,
right.
but they're here and we have to count them. I think this is the year they done. If I had
Right. Okay. Okay. So you say Michigan moves on. I say Alabama moves on. Mikel, we both agree that Alabama moves on, but this is just hypothetical speaking. I actually have a
yeah,
work shoot. I have a work. What the fuck is it called? A bracket. If you would like one, so you can have it for yourself. I could send you it. It's for this year's playoffs. But
so you can say
anyway,
whatever you want.
yeah, I can say I'll send it to you. It's pretty much just for fun. You know, you pick who you think is going to win the national title and go on. But okay, so we got
Well,
Washington. What?
there's only 2 games.
Right,
If you need a
right.
bracket to keep up with it, you're an idiot.
Well, wait until next year. Wait until next year. We have 12. It's going to be really fun and
Oh
interesting when
Jesus
we have
Christ, that's
home
going to be.
games. Dude, I'm going to love it.
We know how messed up the NCAA is at handling 4. I can't wait to see how bad they screw up with 12. That's going to be a mess.
But just think about it this way, dude. Fucking no more of these neutral site fucking games. You literally can host a playoff game at your home stadium. How wild would that be to fucking see, like, I don't know,
Well,
fucking Georgia versus fucking, we'll say Michigan. They come down to Athens, we blow them out and whatever. Or say, like, Ohio State, Michigan plays again after they just got done playing. You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
certain games. There's certain games that belong at home and home. Like I'll just use a game that I know: Texas A&M versus the Texas Longhorns. That
right,
game should never be at a neutral site. That should always be in College Station or in Austin. But
right,
something like Texas Oklahoma that has a track record at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, that
hmm
game should never be played anywhere else because of the history and the lineage. So,
right,
you know, there's certain games I'm okay with having on a neutral site
uh-huh,
because it gets a bigger audience. But
right.
certain rivalry games, you need home field advantage for that.
Okay, so let me ask you with this then. With Washington and Oklahoma and Oregon going to the Big Ten, and they're pretty good teams going over the Big Ten. The
Well,
Pac-12 is pretty much dead, and then
the
we have
Pac-12 and the
Texas. What?
Big 12 is dead too with Texas
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Oklahoma.
because I
They're
was gonna
both
say Texas and Oklahoma are going to the SEC.
they're both fucked.
So
Yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be
yeah. The
pretty
Pac-12,
interesting.
Oregon and Washington were all that the Pac-12 had left.
Yep.
Nobody else cared in that division. I couldn't even sit here and list other Pac-12 schools besides USC and Colorado. That's the only other two I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh, here's the
Everybody else
betting
sucks.
favorites, the betting odds right here for the Michigan Alabama game. If you wanted to look, it's on the screen there, Tex.
Uh, um, can I make this?
Yeah, just move the screen. If you're on your phone, use your fingers to make
Oh
it
yeah,
bigger.
yeah. I had to turn it sideways. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So they're opening.
Yep.
Let's see, 1.5, 45. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say Michigan covers. Like I said, I'm going to take Michigan by 7. I think it's going to be ugly. I, I can see this being one of those. If I had to predict how that game's probably going to play out, Alabama's probably going to dominate most of the game, but it's going to stay close.
hmm
And it being one of those last minute touchdowns that puts them over. It's not going to be a decisive win, but it's going to be a
Right.
hard fought one. Kind of like what Georgia and Alabama was.
Okay, but let's.
If I had to pick.
Right. Can I ask you a question though? Okay, think about it this way. Do you remember the last 3 seconds, or maybe it was 5 seconds of the Iron Bowl game with Alabama and Auburn, and Alabama threw
Mhm.
that 35-yard touchdown into the end zone.
Right.
Nick Saban's dangerous. I mean, that's why I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
I'm not discounting Nick Saban.
right,
I hate that. I hate that man with a fiery hot passion, but I'm not disrespecting him whatsoever.
right.
He's got so many skins on the wall that it's growing. But
I think he's got everybody's ass on the fucking wall.
right, he has all of our skins on that wall at this point.
Oh yeah.
But it's a. I just think. I think Michigan's got it this year. I don't know why I feel that. I mean, and you could
Yeah, you're
probably
supposed to be the
produce
SEC homer. You're supposed to stick with the SEC, damn it.
right. Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't normally pick against SEC schools,
Right.
but I just got a feeling Michigan's got something special. I don't know why. My football intuition is telling me if I were going to bet, I'd go blue, and that is uncharacteristic of me to say on every level because I have no ties, loyalty, or even give a crap about
I was just
Michigan
about to say. I
football.
was just about to say. You're a damn Yankee over here, fucking picking Yankee
Right.
teams and shit.
I think, like I said, if I were going to put money on the line, and that's how I evaluate. I mean, whenever on Wednesdays, whenever Frank and I do our football picks, I always do my pick 3. I'm 13-5 on my picks for all the weeks that we've done it so far.
Well, that's cool.
If I were to bet money on this, I'd go Michigan by 7. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why because I've studied. I've looked at what this is. in my evaluation shows me that's probably where it's going to be. But hey, like I said, I do have 5 losses here, and given that's NFL football, but it's
Right.
whatever. It is what it is.
Okay.
There's no
So,
football picker in the world that's going to ever hit 1,000. It's never
oh
going to
yeah,
happen.
never. I mean, yeah, you could hit 1,000, bet 1,000, whatever. It's sometimes you're no one's ever right ever. So
Right.
while we have you still here, Washington versus Texas. What do you got?
See, this is one I hate the Texas Longhorns. God, I hate that football team. They're just like it pained me to see Undertaker because obviously I knew Undertaker is a Texas Longhorn fan. He's always
Right.
been one.
Right.
Whenever I saw Undertaker giving that Big 12, MVP title to the Texas quarterback and throwing up them hook 'em horns, I wanted to vomit. And I actually liked Undertaker a lot less whenever I saw that. I'm like, oh God, just don't do that, Taker. Why
Hey,
would
let me ask you that, Tex. Have you talked to or no? You've never met Undertaker's bastard son. That was always when
No,
you weren't there.
that
Yeah.
motherfucker talks shit about me, then fucking run and hit like the fucking pussy bitch that he is, because he knew I'd have owned his ass if he'd have been on the same call with me. But fuck that.
Right.
But
Exactly.
it is what it is. But yeah, Texas, Washington. Washington's a crap team. Well, they're a good team from a crap conference. Texas played Texas went into Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. No. I do it. I totally understand. That's why I was going to say, me and Mikel, we actually agreed on who was going to go with the national championship. We said Alabama and Texas, and Alabama was going to get the revenge on Texas for the fucking loss to Tuscaloosa. Because if you think about it, Georgia did that in 21 against Alabama when Alabama beat them in the SEC championship game. We beat Michigan, and then we beat the hell out of fucking Alabama in the national title game.
The only reason, because whenever all this broke down, after all of the championship games happened, you had Texas, Alabama, Georgia, and Florida State were considered for those last those last 2 spots.
Right.
Florida State went undefeated and rightly should have gotten in, but the main reason why they didn't get it was because their star quarterback's out for the rest of the year. They're not the same Florida State team.
Yeah.
Texas beat Alabama. Alabama beat Georgia.
Right.
That's why Georgia got left off of the Final Four.
No, like I said with Mikel, I agree. Georgia, if they didn't win the SEC championship, they don't deserve to be in.
Right. Is Georgia a better team than Texas? 100%.
Oh, of course, they're better than Washington.
They're better than Washington.
They're better than Michigan.
Georgia, go back to 2020.
Right.
Texas A&M should have been in the Final Four, but it came down to they had one less win than one of the other teams that didn't even win the national championship.
Yeah, Ohio State
didn't get in.
Won it, didn't they? Or was that Alabama? I think it was Ohio State.
I can't remember who got it in 2020. But in 2020, the Aggies won 9 games that year. They only had one loss. They should have been in the Final Four, but they were in the Georgia or Florida State spot that year. And with Georgia this year, they just had the bad luck of having a Texas team that went undefeated. Or they didn't go undefeated because Oklahoma beat them in the Cotton Bowl this year, but they won their conference. So strength of schedule, and they beat Alabama. That win in Alabama in Tuscaloosa put Texas in the number 3 spot. Alabama got it because they just beat the national champions, the standing national champions. That's why Alabama.
Exactly.
And I don't know which game Georgia got. I don't know.
Well, we're going to talk about that after we do you do your pick for Texas Washington.
But as far as Texas Washington goes, I think the Texas Longhorns hand them a beatdown of probably epic proportions. and
So
it's
in
not even
your
going to be
so what you're saying is you have the Michigan Wolverines playing the Texas Longhorns
fun.
in the national championship. Now, with you
Yeah,
saying that, who do you have? You said Michigan winning the national title.
I got Michigan winning it all. I think I know Michigan is a better team than Texas, and
Mm.
I I think they get it all. I mean, now if you were to say Michigan versus Alabama in a national championship game, I might have a different pick for you because of what stakes are on the line and Nick Saban being in a national championship game. But
Right.
with like I said, I think Alabama shot their load beating Georgia. I really and truly do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but oh yeah, I think Michigan wins. I think Texas wins. Score wise, I don't know. I haven't really dug into what ifs and whatever yet, but I'd say Michigan wins it all. I just got a feeling
Okay.
about that team.
Okay. So with you, so yours go with Michigan all the way. So me and Mikel, when we were talking about this at the SEC championship game after Alabama beat Georgia, we pretty much said, we're thinking it's going to be Bama versus Texas, and I have two scenarios with this one. I have Alabama either beating Texas for the revenge factor because of Tuscaloosa, or I have the Texas Longhorns beating Alabama because they did it already once this year, and it's a neutral site zone in Arlington, if I'm correct, or Houston. So that's really close by where they're at, right?
Yeah, it's not too far. It's a little over 100 something miles. It's
Yeah,
not
so
too
it's
bad.
more of a home fans advantage right there. I mean, you're literally in the state of
Well,
Texas.
I don't think Texas could beat Alabama twice within a year.
It could happen. I
I
mean,
don't think so.
it's a good
I don't
possibility.
think so. I mean, I haven't watched a lot of Longhorn football because looking at that makes me want to puke. But you know, I'd rather punch myself in the nutsack twice and three times on Sunday. But
Okay.
you know, like I said, if like I said, I think Michigan wins it all, but if somehow Alabama pulls it out, I think they beat Texas. Like
Okay.
if I had to go flip reverse just for the hell of it, whatever. Basically, whichever team wins the Alabama Michigan game, I have them beating Texas. Is how I see it go.
Okay. So here's another. We were talking about Florida State, Georgia. That's gonna be the fuck. I think the Orange Bowl down in Florida, down at Hard Rock Cafe.
It's Georgia and Florida State in the Orange
Yeah,
Bowl.
yeah. That's what. Yeah, and I heard that Florida State is talking about boycotting the game
I
and
haven't.
not showing up.
They'd be stupid to do that.
Well,
Why would
they're
you do
fucking.
that?
They're being babies about not getting in. I
Yeah,
understand they have that, but you're making really good money to play it at
let's say,
the reigning champions. Let's be honest.
think about the school that would be so selfish on the school's behalf because all of those kids that are trying to get to the NFL, you don't think they don't want to play in the Orange Bowl and have some NFL scouts look at them on a big stage? You know,
Exactly.
that is doing their players so dirty. That is so selfish. They should not do that. Obviously they're not going to. They're just throwing a temper tantrum before the shot. No,
Right.
I think
We'll blow
Georgia
them out.
probably gonna Georgia's gonna I don't maybe not blow out, but I could see about 14. You know,
Uh,
by a
think
healthy
about it this way
score.
though, Tex. Georgia's pissed off after Bama fucking beating them. They're
Oh yeah.
looking in. They want to fucking destroy Florida because
Oh, they're mad, but
yeah,
I know how good Florida State is.
Yeah,
Like I said, I've watched them play a good amount of games this year. They're not something to sneeze at. There's a reason
right.
why they
No,
win.
I get that. I'm just
Even if
saying.
it isn't, I mean, hell, Florida State they went into the swamp and beat LSU. They beat A&M when they were good at the beginning of this year before Connor Wagman and everybody else got hurt.
Right.
Florida State's a good team. So I can't completely discount them, but no, I'd take Georgia.
Yeah, but see, that's the only thing is that we're talking about that is because I don't know if Georgia's going to have all their starters even play because Brock Bowers, that's his last year this year, and then Lad McConkey, they're both going to the NFL. And I don't know if Carson Beck's staying because Brock Vandergrift just left to go to Kentucky. So I don't know if Carson Beck's coming
Yeah,
back or if he's leaving. It's so chaotic right now.
yeah. I don't think Georgia's going to be the same team that they have been the last few years next year.
No,
I could
no.
see I could see Georgia having. I mean, I think doesn't Georgia have like 10 of their stars that went into the transfer portal, or was it a different number that I saw? I think it was 10.
I haven't looked up the recent one.
I looked
All
the
I
other day
know,
because I was curious about it. Like Georgia had one of the higher ratings in all of college football of stars that were going somewhere else. I believe it was 10, but I mean, there could have been more since then. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
I mean, we got a lot of
But,
players leaving for the NFL draft. Like I said, we have Brock Bowers going, we
well,
have Lad McConkey going, we got Kendall Milton
you even
going,
have
fucking
you even have look at USC over there out in California. Caleb
right,
Williams, the dude that was a Heisman winner, basically refusing to play the bowl game because he knows he's
right,
going to the pros.
right,
Georgia's not the only team this is happening to.
right.
So, I mean, you're going to have a lot of stuff like this.
I
But,
mean, if we
you
become
know,
fucking the Mark Rick Georgia Bulldogs like it was prior to, it's whatever. I know. I mean, I know Kirby's different. Kirby got us 2 national titles. You know, that's great.
well,
But if we become shit again, it's whatever. Bulldog fans, we literally before we won the 2 national titles back to back, we were dog shit for the longest time. So I mean, I literally remember when your Texas A&M fucking Aggies beat my dogs. There was multiple
uh,
times of that. I remember
it's just
when we were
it.
complete dog
It's
shit.
all it's all it's all in ebbs and flows. I mean,
Right.
for as many. Okay, look at it this way. Well, let's say 5 of your stars transfer out to Alabama or
Yeah.
Kentucky. Who gives a
Yeah.
crap? Doesn't matter.
Right.
There's going to be there's other star players that are going to say, "Hey, Georgia went undefeated and just won 2 national championships, and they need
3 undefeated
somebody
seasons.
at my position. I'm going
Right.
to go there."
All right,
Georgia
man.
Georgia may not be undefeated world beaters,
Well, yeah, nobody is.
but they can still be a. They're still going to be a top SEC team no matter what.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
mean,
Like,
they're not. You're not going to go from being Georgia to being the equivalent of Vanderbilt or somebody.
oh
It's not
god,
going to happen.
dude, I remember those years when
Just
Vanderbilt
saying.
and fucking Georgia Tech were sitting back kicking our asses and shit, dude. I remember those. Like
Right.
literally, I
Well,
screamed and flipped the fuck out because of that shit. It's like,
that's
how
what
are
I'm
we
saying.
losing to
It's
Vanderbilt in fucking Georgia
college
Tech
football.
nerds?
The complete landscape has changed with this NIL and transfer
Mm-hmm.
portals
Yeah.
because now when you're recruiting players, like I was just reading an article today or yesterday about and I forget his name, but Texas A&M's rookie offensive lineman. He's the best offensive lineman that we have. In the last 2 weeks, he has had 25 teams contact him for NIL deals about
Mm-hmm.
going into the transfer portal.
Yep.
This for what free agency killed pro football.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the college football version. You're not going. The minute a team gets good and wins a national championship,
Mm-hmm.
that team is going to be disbanded so quickly because all the top guys are going to get offers from everybody else the next following year. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, to be honest with you, look at like we keep talking about Georgia with the back-to-back national titles. I mean, and then look at this year. I mean,
Georgia
yeah,
might be
were
the
we
last
undefeated?
school. Georgia
Yeah,
might be the last school to have back-to-back championships for a long
right.
time.
Oh
Just
yeah, it's hard.
look at Colorado with Deion Sanders over there.
That
All of
was
the
a
people
joke.
that flooded to that program. There
Right.
was like 20 or 30 something transfer portal requests. Coaches were going there. And the minute they saw how bad that was, Colorado lost so bad his fiance left Deion Sanders. I don't even know if you realize that or not.
No, I did not
That's
hear
how
that.
bad.
That's breaking news, folks.
Deion, yeah. Well, it's not breaking news. This happened. I mean, this was reported days ago, but I'm a football nerd and I keep up with this stuff. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
But this is the Colorado went from everybody wants to be here to now everybody's gone.
Yeah, didn't they go
They,
like fucking 6-5 or something, or something like that, or 6-6?
they suck. That's all that I know. They sucked. Who gives a crap? They lost. They got embarrassed by every. The only big game that they won was a completely depleted TCU team that all of them. Once the national championship game happened, all of those stars from TCU went to the pros. That's
Yeah.
the only good team that they beat this year.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only one. But this transfer portal stuff, it's going to be detrimental and good at the same time because now a team like Kentucky, let's just say, or Duke, or some school that's not good in football, they now have a shot if they have the money to back it up with the NIL deals to become a instant contender. But the downside of that is schools that are good every year, they now have to fight to keep those good players, which is good for the player, bad for the school. It's good for the fan, but it's also bad for the fan when you really think about it.
Yeah, I mean, like you brought up the Michigan fucking this is natty or bust from because pretty much that who's the little fucking mixed kid? He's like fucking really short. I think Corum. Yeah, this is his last year. Fucking he's pretty much done, and then fucking I hear there's other players that are leaving from them. I guess Rudy's the only one that's stuck there, and I think Harbaugh's leaving to go to the pros.
Harbaugh's looking to go back to the NFL.
Right.
I guarantee you. I've heard everybody from Chicago, Tennessee. He's trying to get back to the.
Yeah.
Harbaugh is one of those guys. He likes to see his name in the news for going to a different team. That's what he likes to see.
Right.
And he's going to want to get out from this whole cheating Michigan nonsense to somewhere where that doesn't matter.
You know what's sad?
And
you know what's really sad though is because you say Harbaugh is going to leave. Okay, so everybody that's on that team is pretty much leaving or whatever, right?
Oh yeah.
So when the hammer does come down on Michigan for the cheating scandal, fucking the only person that's going to get fucking like demolished in this is going to be Rudy. I mean, let's be honest. He's fucking the only one that's going to be there next year. Fucking even if say they win the national title, that's stripped away from them. The last 3 years, all those wins are stripped away. That means it's not going to be worth shit.
Right. Well, like I said, I think this is going to be a very interesting end to the college football year because by all rights, I believe Michigan is good enough to win it all, but what happens afterwards probably will be more entertaining than the football itself.
So let me ask you this, because I've never dealt with the whole cheating scandal. Say like you say Michigan's gonna win, right? So say the NCAA comes in and they strip the title from them. Now, does that mean Texas gets the title, or is it just vacated? Like, how does this work?
Well, see that I don't know every answer on that because, like okay, different situation but similar. Like the year that Reggie Bush won the Heisman.
Okay.
Obviously, that was stripped away from him. That wasn't awarded to the second place guy.
Okay.
That wasn't just you can't. I don't see a situation where they say, "Oh, okay, well, you lost this game, but here you're our champion." Whether it's Texas or Washington, it doesn't matter. Like, even if that were to happen, how nobody could celebrate that. you couldn't feel good about that.
See,
Let's say,
like you were saying, you said no one would feel good about that. So then why would anybody want Michigan to win? Because if it comes down to it, it's going to pretty much ruin college football by
well,
not
that
having a
falls on
national
the
champion.
NCAA. Well,
Right,
that falls on the misguided and the just the idiots that run the NCAA. All
right.
of the
Like me and Mikel
commissioners
were
of these
talking about.
different conferences,
Right.
the NCAA. I'm surprised that managing board has lasted as long as it has. I don't see it lasting another 10 years in the form that it is. They're gonna have to do something else because you're seeing, well, like we just said a minute ago, the Pac-12 is basically going away. The Big 12 is going away. They're
Right.
going to be reduced to the Conference USA and the Sun Belt Conference. That's all
Yeah,
they're going to
trash.
be.
Right.
Those
See, like,
those
right. No, go ahead.
they're when your big schools are Iowa and Kansas State in football, you're not doing well.
Iowa.
So you
That's in
might
the
as
Big
well not
Ten.
exist. Right. Well, it's I'm saying schools of that caliber is what I'm
Right.
saying.
Right. Right.
But I think college football is going into. I could see in the future. I mean, hell, you've heard the same talk I have about a 24 team SEC conference.
Yeah.
I think that's a real possibility, and I think that's a
Oh
mistake.
yeah. No. Yeah.
But
Definitely. I don't want to see that, dude.
I can see
Okay.
this going into, maybe two super conferences. You
Right.
have the SEC and the Big Ten, or
Do
whoever the
North
other
versus South.
is.
Won't just do it
Basically, I
easier?
can see
North
it.
versus South.
I
It'd be
can see
easier.
East, West, North, South, whatever. I could see the Pac-12. There's no way teams like USC and Oregon would ever join the SEC. Never going
Hmm.
to happen. It's too far away.
No.
But I could see a three super conference
Four.
league,
I could see
if you want
four.
to call it that in football. Maybe
Do a
four, three
four.
to four.
Four would be
You
perfect
know,
because think about it.
if
Like we
you
said, we have the North. We'll say Big Ten in the
oh,
North, right? The South is SEC country.
oh,
East will say fucking I don't know, fucking Pac-12 or what's a
I
really
think
popular
Pac-12
one?
is. I think Pac-12. I mean, Pac-12 still has USC. You get UCLA over there.
Okay, so we'll
That's the
say
best national.
Pac-12, and then we'll say Mountain or no Ace no because ACC has North Carolina and Duke, and they're coming to the SEC. So pretty
Right.
much, fucking
Like I said,
you,
I would say three. I could see because if you're going to have a 12-team playoff, if you have three conferences, that means each conference would get four slots.
mhm.
And now I'm like pretending I'm a NCAA commissioner here, just fantasy booking this whatever. If you have a 12-team playoff and you have three super conferences, you could say, okay, the SEC gets four slots. The other two get four as well, and then we rank them accordingly within that. Maybe you do like like if you have four teams from each school, those four schools play each other, and the winner of that moves on. And then you just play it out from there however you need to. There's a lot of ways you can do that. But this is why college football is in the shape that it is because there's so many cooks in the kitchen that nobody, like, there's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, as the old saying goes. Everybody's got an idea, but nobody's working together. You know what I mean?
No, I agree 100% with you. But back
It's a
to the
mess.
whole
It's college football's a mess.
right. But what I'm saying
It's
is
fucked
the
up.
whole Michigan thing. So like, okay, what's the fucking point of Michigan winning if it's just gonna get taken the fuck away? That's why me and Mikel
Well,
were discussing why we were saying Alabama or maybe Texas is gonna win because why pick Michigan when it's like all you're doing is just saying, okay, well we're gonna script. It's gonna happen because what we were discussing before was that Michigan shouldn't even be in the playoffs. They should have been barred. They should have been pretty much the
well,
NCAA should have been. No, we found out there's cheating scandal. You're vacated. They should have instantly did that.
They
But no,
may not take away, like, there's no guarantee that it gets took away, though. That's the only thing.
But there's evidence, though, of this because literally they have shown the videotapes of it. There's
Right,
video
but
out there.
that doesn't mean that the punishment will be we're vacating your wins. They could give them. Do you remember back in the 80s whenever SMU down here in Dallas got the death penalty on their program?
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you're the same age. So if it was in the late 80s or early 80s, no, I wasn't even born. I was born in 89. So prior
Well,
to that, I
I
don't.
say this because this is this is bigger than just a Texas school thing. This is famous in all of football because whenever SMU got the death penalty, they didn't get recruits for like 5 years. They were punished bad because whenever SMU got caught cheating, they took them through the ringer. Now, they didn't vacate wins and do any of that other stuff.
Right.
Michigan's going to be punished, but that doesn't mean they're necessarily going to take away a possible national championship. They can still get that and get punished. It's all going to come down to what does the committee decide. So, I mean, you can't just say,
Let me ask you this, though, Tex. Michigan hasn't won an actual national title since 1948. The TV wasn't even invented yet. Because people say, 97, you were co-national titles with Nebraska. You don't count that as a real national title.
No, that doesn't count. No, I don't count that.
It doesn't count. But yet they hang it in their banners.
I don't do participation trophies.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. Me, I'm pissed about what
that's
the
the
situation is.
You have to look at it this way, or at least how I look at it this way, is you let the football play it out, speak for itself, and you let the cards fall where they may at, and let the aftermath, you deal with it when it comes. And if I were a coach on that Michigan staff and I was getting my guys ready, I would not say, hey, guys, we're probably not going to get to keep this, so let's not go out here and try. We don't. Did Michigan cheat? Yes, we know that. But you can't punish those kids for something that the coaching staff and Harbaugh did. That ain't right. We can't prove. We can't prove who knew what. So we play it out. And let's be honest here. There's not a team in any competitive professional sports, including college football, that's not cheating somehow, some way, whatever. It's happening everywhere. Michigan was just dumb enough to get caught with it, and they'll have to pay for it. That's the way it is.
Exactly. No, I know, but what really pissed me off about the whole scandal is that Harbaugh acts like he never knew anything about it. Literally, it's like, come on, man.
Right.
No X, dude.
And
we all know.
In reality, he should have come out and said, "Yeah, we did this, and we will address it after the end of the season. I'm going back to football."
At least when the Patriots cheated back in 2007, at least fucking Belichick and Brady both said that, yeah, we cheated.
Yeah.
They filmed it. Harbaugh and them are acting like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right.
That's what's pissing me off.
Harbaugh should have just manned up, took his medicine, and dealt with it. That's what he should have done.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you let the cards fall where they may. There's still 2 games to play. Go play your football, and you deal with the politics afterwards. And, whatever happens, happens.
Hey,
what?
I gotta go.
You getting off of here?
I got one friend coming by, so they go.
Okay, we can get off here. That's fine. Yeah, I'm probably gonna pass it anyways. I gotta get up early in the morning.
Well, that was fun. We'll be definitely doing more coverage. I know Mikel wants to do the live reaction with the Georgia FSU game, and then he wants to do the Michigan Alabama live stream game. So I mean, if you're interested, Tex, if you're here for the, you're always welcome to come and do the fucking live reaction with us.
If I'm available, I'll let you know. And I mean, I ain't gonna promise anything that I may or may not be available. You know, I don't like to do that.
I mean, did you hear about the SEC championship game? Dude, we had almost 400 people watching.
Dude,
us. Dude,
I've been so busy. Hell, I haven't even been able to do all of my movie review stuff during the week. I've had so much.
No, but literally, what Mikel was telling me in the live stream when we were doing that, because we were both on camera, we literally had 150 people live watching us at one time.
Oh, nice.
I was like, no fucking way, dude. Yeah.
What? That's cool. I mean, hey, doing live reactions to those big games, that's a good way to get numbers.
I think they wanted to see my reaction because I was a Georgia fan. They wanted to see me break a TV, and I wasn't giving them it. So we got like
whenever it was 386. I can't remember. There was an NFL game last year that Frank and I live streamed. That I don't think it got nearly those big numbers, but there was it was just me and Frank on there, and like there was like 8 people watching, and then. No, you weren't there on this one. This was a different one that I'm talking about. Like Frank and I were just watching the game, and then like out of nowhere, like a just metric fuck ton of people showed up because they were watching somebody else's live stream, and then the guy told them to come over to ours and to stream bomb us, and then we got a whole bunch, and then they kind of some stayed, some left, whatever. But yeah. That's cool when that kind of stuff happens. That you get big numbers. I mean, I don't know what y'all's numbers look like for y'all shows, but I mean, if you got almost 400 watching your deal,
well, our normal streams, we usually get about 40, 60 views, but like this one was almost 400. I'm like fucking texting Mikel. I'm like, look at the fucking thing, dude. This is fucking nuts.
Yeah, maybe that's y'all's way of getting more viewership. I mean, it's
right. I mean, there was no new subscribers or anything, but it was just the view count.
Yeah, I mean, get that view count up. I mean, hell, we're dealing with it too. I mean, we're not getting anywhere near the amount of viewership we used to during the week because we haven't been doing it regular. We're so busy working and everything else. But you just keep grinding, man. That's all you can do. So. But, all right, Mikel, end your show. I'm gonna go to bed and help my old lady and see if I can put it in her butt or something fun. So,
oh my god, you're gonna stick it in her starfish?
Okay.
I'm gonna stick it. I'm be like, roll over, bitch. I'm coming in the back door tonight. So, yeah.
Oh my god, he's going in the starfish. What the fuck?
Maybe on Monday. Monday Night Raw, and we talk about football and maybe talk, I don't know yet, but for me, Cat and AJ, it's been fun, but I got go. See y'all guys Monday.
See you later.
Thanks.